Maybe just before that, I'd just like to say that my wish was reconfirmed today, you might say, as I was in the cafe and just talking briefly with the girl behind the counter. And she has 3 jobs that she goes to from 6 in the morning till late at night to work, and just for basic survival. And I'm thinking this is outrageous, and I just made this inner wish and gave from my soul that this too will pass, and we're entering into a new age where young people won't have to do this in order to just for basic survival. Instead, they'll be following their passion and following their wish to help others and to help the planet and so on, which all of them have. Anyway, I just wanted to put that in, that I've really felt that today, and it went out as a confirmation of that wish, let's say. So back to Caroline's offer here. Maybe you should restate it, Caroline, so we can shake up the apple tree a bit here.
I think people are shy, but they should not be because they are already unfolding in their head. It's just these nerves to bring it forward into public. But there should be no hesitation. As we received a confirmation this morning, have you stood still of the impact of Mr. Kesh's words? There is a banking system setting up to make sure people will receive a basic income worldwide, and the ethos will be distributed for every single one to understand that this system can work with the ones which have sufficient enough to donate back into this big family sharing, and knowing that they will release so much pain and suffer and stress and hardship, not only for the youngsters, but also for the elderly people, and especially for the families which have a lot of children to take care of, that they can at least quit 1 or 2 jobs from their 3 jobs, that they can spend the time to be with their children, that they can take part of the responsibility back, which now the society has made sure they cannot have. Can you imagine a young girl working 3 shifts, just having enough, and now she's going to go and get married, and automatically they want to start a family? How on earth do you manage children with this kind of combination? How on earth? This is where the explanation came in the kids' workshop, that that person had 20, 25 children on his guard because they are street children, because they're called street children because the parents are out working, doing their jobs, and there's nobody to take care of them. They're walking with a key around their neck that they come home alone. The food is somewhere, they have to warm it up themselves or they have to eat it cold, but they are abandoned, they're on their own. This is the whole structure which will change. This is the beauty, to take back our children and educate themselves. I don't know how many people have seen that movie. And the title is The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, Rocks the World. Do you understand this meaning? The hand that rocks the cradle, which is the crib where your baby is lying in, rocks the world. Which means if you rock the cradle where your children are in, you nourish them and you bring them up with the best of your abilities. If you can't keep the hand on the cradle, as for so many families is a fact, then other people bring your children up the way they want. So you're no longer in charge of to create the destination of your children. You can't shape their world because you're not connected with them. So parents, I'm not speaking only mothers, no way. Because when you have children, you carry the full responsibility with two. And mothers should receive that extra attention because it is a huge responsibility. Although the partner is around, a lot of the work is on the shoulders of the mamas. And even the firstborns, because they share with the mama, if they're girls, to take care of the little ones. Now, with this kind of banking system coming up, and you can drop two jobs, but at least you keep one to keep even the foundation going and say, I will put some back in from myself. You just saved how many hours that you can spend with your children. You take that cradle, the hand on the cradle back into your own home. You take back your responsibility. You take back your love. You take back your care, what your dream was when you started the family in the first place. Go and watch that movie, how badly it goes wrong with the children.
Can I come in, please, Caroline?
Yeah.
I've just got a breakthrough. Sandor, you're in the background. I see you.
Yes.
Can you release those documents regarding the human trafficking by British government, the links? And can you release the aerial picture of the London Tower in Antwerp?
London Tower is easy. With the British document, I have issues because there are 36,000 results of search. They didn't.
No. The links we gave.
Yeah.
The links, just the links. We don't need anything else. The people can start looking and see how bad trafficking is. Governments cannot do anything about it. We can. If we can stop embassies issuing visas, passports, for children who have no mother and no father under fake documents. These children cannot at the age of 2 or 3 years old walk and sail sailing boats. Those who you see in the sailing boats belong to the parents. They want to save their child. The ones some travel like this are literally what they call donkeys. Donkey is an American word for people who carry drugs in their body. They're called donkeys. These are mother donkeys, which they carry children. They call them, literally, they have a word for them in the diplomatic corps. They call them mother donkeys. They know they can't do anything. I've stood with security people watching. We know the mother doesn't belong to the child. We know the child has no connection. I've spent many flights from Kinshasa, many flights from Africa into Europe, and I've seen that there is no connection. There is nothing. The child is there out of fear. There is no mother and child. You know it's getting trafficked, but we can't do anything about it. In the embassies, they issue passports, which is it's a passport from the embassy, means the governments are involved in it. It means the ambassadors have to clarify who they issued visa, where they come from. Should not be closed door policy anymore. One nation, we should know where we are, all of us. These are the policies which will push. The stronger we become, the more we become. I want to know, in reality, how many children on each craft goes back to Europe. Even one craft a day, one child a day is too many. It's not just Europe, Eastern Bloc, India, South America. Why have we made a society that we have no value for our children? We can't have peace. These children become adults, which they are not at peace. then how can we have a society of peace? This cannot be. This is something we cannot do. Please put this on the internet. Just look. In one report, Ghana is specifically for human trafficking has been pulled out. If you can share the screen, put these, just the links, read them and start looking for these documents. Governments know, but their hands are closed because most of these countries which are in this kind of thing sit in the center of power and nobody can touch them. Because of that, they do whatever they like. If we touch Belgium, the whole of Central European countries, EU goes into rattle. That's why they do whatever they like. It has to stop. It has to stop. A child cannot get on a plane if the embassy has not issued a passport for it. A child cannot go on a plane if a visa is not issued for it. A woman is an adult, she can decide, but why about the children? It's estimated by United Nations. I used to be part of these kind of organizations for a long time. Every day, at least God knows how many, 10 to 20 children on the flight out of Africa are going to be abused in Europe or in other part of the world. One is too many. We cannot do anything, but we have to change the culture of the finance, that we make life comfortable for everyone. Doesn't matter if they live in a village. We have electronic systems. We can allow, even in the villages of Africa, they cash transfer money on the phone. We can allow them to live £10, €10, whatever, $10 a week takes the family out of poverty and allows them to strengthen. That step to walk out of having food allows them to start thinking and living a better life. We have the opportunity, and all the Keshe Foundation resources, as we develop, as we make profit, it goes that way. The Keshe Foundation banking is not for the rich. The Keshe Foundation banking is to bring men out of poverty. We're making, this is a problem at the moment we are looking at. People can just walk in with a piece of paper, World Peace Treaty. They sign in with their name. The bank will give them the money. And it's very clear. We tell them, if you take, somebody else goes hungry. In Africa, people are very fair. They're not greedy. Hungry people share food with each other because they know one day is needed. The family kingdom in Africa is deep-rooted. Family kingdom means when one works, it feeds the other. So they know they are not those who go and empty the bank accounts. We watch, gradually we teach. It's always there. You don't have to come and take so much. One day it's not going to be there. The first days they'll take some, they come and more. And then they see it's there every day. We make bank offices to allow them to walk. It's going to be there all the time. This is what I said. I changed the finances of governments in arms into looking after the people. And this is the beginning. We are meeting with bankers. We are meeting with officials. We are meeting with every possible way to put everything right for humanity, especially in Africa. We are moving the headquarters of Keshe Foundation into Ghana, which means we pay taxes in Africa. All the Keshe Foundation factories, all the productions, what we do as manufacturing profit, which the share of the Keshe Foundation sits with it, will be used to spread across Africa. And then across India, across South America. We have established one center in each continent now. We are solid, we can work. Peru, Ghana, we have Italy, we have China, we have North America, in Arizona, We strengthen these to support the children of each continent. It's the responsibility of Earth Council's members to start coming up where it is, what we can do. We can educate, we can teach, we can bring back dignity back to humanity. I don't ask for donation because the foundation through its operation makes enough to pay. We are strong as long as we can protect ourselves from the poorest, not from the richest. And this is where the problem comes. Those who go for my character assassination means they have no character. I received a very nice text. It does not matter what others do. What we do has to change the others. Peace has to come from the heart of the man. And many of you, I have thoughts, many of you who come to understand, reach the soul of humanity, you feed the humanity. I don't need to open the bank account. When a man walks and sees he never gets hungry, he starts understanding the hunger comes from, because he receives energy from somebody else, from somewhere else which is unavailable to him. You become the filter of transformation of energy to the others. These are not dreams. Now we understand the principle. How come we get energy from the sun? Why can't our souls become the sun? That's simple. We get our food, we get our light, we get our strength through the rays of a plasma we call the sun. Then we speak about our own soul, which is the sun itself. Now try to radiate, try to give from your soul, that it feeds the humanity. We don't need to open a bank, we open a bank of souls. It's not a dream, now we know the concept, now we understand the principle. Then abuses like fluorescence cannot exist. One man is terrorizing 7 billion people. One pedophile. One terrorist. He is nothing, he's terrorizing the whole world. Because he, as he said in the text today, he wants to be captured. He's dying for somebody to get him, but he cannot do. It's exactly what we saw with the Sterling and with the others. Catch me if you can. Let your soul catch you, Mr. Lawrence. You destroyed the life of your children and your grandchildren and many others. Your hand talks. And your daughter's place of living says. Can you share the screen with all the addresses, please? People read these reports, reads what human is doing to human. If they had money, they don't move. If they could live, they don't go. When I sat with a reporter of Times, and he said, Mr. Kesh, I've been there, 2 white women came and the children disappeared. Belgium is speaking. We bring these people in the press conference. We are organizing for people to become aware how we have to block people reaching these points. In Brussels, when the people arrive and the children arrive, immediately they siphon to the right and they go to and they disappear. Or they go straight away to Antwerp in the hand of Mr. Lawrence. We have found all the tracks. If you're Belgium, as I said before, go and take a picture and bring it. The black people where they live near Diamond Bourse, the prostitutes, and you see they walk to the back of the one side, literally the Diamond Bourse is on either side of the road. The children and the prostitution, child trafficking goes together. When we found this through the securities, I said to one of my colleagues, I said, it's shame we are human. Now you understand people like Lorenz why they are shouting there is something wrong. Because you remember the game we used to play? We used to tap on the table. When you get closer, it gets louder. Now we're getting very close, and Mr. Lorenz is getting louder. Louder and louder, because soon he has to tell to his children, sorry, I abused you. Not his children, but the children of this planet. He has no respect for the color. Don't forget, he was born in Kinshasa. He thinks the color of his skin gives him superiority. John, who poisoned me, the same. They're of the same blood. I wonder if Delanois is one of them too. This is what I tell you. When you have abusers, the abuse carries on. The work of the peace is not writing to the embassies and the councils in the world. It comes in how we change. It comes in how we change things. I have to go into another meeting. I'll try to come back in, but please understand how, as one nation, we're going to change things. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kish.
We are the change. So, does anybody has a topic of a wish to come forward, please?
Let me just say 1 second. The tower in the back, red, that's London Tower. And the triangle is the red light district. And look, he walks it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Rick, maybe we can
come up with my
wish.
That one?
Dr. Guata, good afternoon.
It's morning. Oh, yeah, it's afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much.
Good morning or good night. I do not know in which time frame you are or I am. It's all different.
Yeah, it's afternoon, 12:23 my time.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So my wish is that with the new banking system, first of all, my wish is that new banking system comes as soon as possible. And with its success, no child shall ever be trafficked. And my second wish is that the new banking system allows families worldwide to stay together and not to be separated due to lack of money. That's my wish, and my wish is my command. Thank you very much.
I am present, Dr. Guata.
Thank you very much, Caroline.
That's how children also get scattered all over the world. With what Dr. Guata just pointed out, children are getting handed over by certain families out of sheer necessity of surviving. They can't keep them with them. They put them up for adoption. Then they get into these wrong paths. So when the families can start in the wish of Dr. Guata to receive sufficient basic income, they can keep their children at home. Thank you, Dr. Guata. I am present in your wish.
Thank you very much, Caroline.
I am present, Gatwa. Here is Boris speaking from Brazil. Hello, Caroline. I wanted to speak a little bit about Brazil, if I can, because it's a very sad situation here.
Can you express your wish, please, for Brazil? Thank you.
Yes, my wish is for all the children of Brazil to elevate their soul, that they have peace and light in their life. Because why I do it, that wish? Because I see a lot of injustice with the education of children here. They have a lot the way to treat children like many people treat dogs. So they have to obey the commands. So the mother said, you have to do this and this and that. And I think it's totally wrong, because these children, after they have no independence, so they grow up and they stay children. And they, a lot of Brazilian adults, they live again in the parent house, even with 40 years. And they cannot go out. And it's also a problem of the finance, yes, sure, because you have no social aid in Brazil. So the only way you get aided is when you go back to your family. So all the families, they are together, many people in one apartment, and they put all the money together to pay the things. And I'm very glad, actually, that this new system, banking system, is coming. It's one of my older wish too. All my life, I was thinking that this money system we have is not correct. It's corrupt. It's using people. It's enslaving people. And I always was looking for other solution. And in my life, I always looked to not involve money, or less possible, and have more free time to make what I like to do. And I am a musician, so I like to talk, to play instrument, and come back to Brazil. It's the same thing you said in Italy. When I enter, when I see injustice, and I had a lot of aggressive discussion with the people, because they get crazy when I react and say you don't have to beat your children's. They want to justify it. And there is no justification, I think. So it's very difficult to get in position here. And that's why I would like to make this wish. And thank you very much for everything, Caroline, and Mr. Cash, and everybody who's working in the background for everything you do. I love it. I'm always looking what's going on. I'm always present. Thanks very much.
I am present in your wish. Thank you for bringing it forward.
Thank you.
And yes, the beauty is when you stop a parent in the action of hitting a child, you can see the realization within them, and they are only trying to defend, not to face the truth, which they just realize at the moment you step forward to stop them. That's why this hot-headed discussion starts, because at that moment you confront them, they stop, they know, they realize it. That's all what happens, the fury of realizing how wrong they are, because they're stopped in their path. And don't stop, please, to stop parents hurting children, because they most probably have been brought up the same way. So if we stop each parent which raises his hand, we might stop a lot of parents in the future, because the new children will not receive the blows, because the parents have understood that they are on a wrong path. So I do support it is, and it becomes like a double wish. Thank you.
Yes, it is very interesting when I start to think why it's like this. Because Brazil was a colony and there was slave traffic, and slaves, they always had to obey. How you say? To make obey. That's it. They always had to obey it. That's why they perhaps take that kind of behavior.
Submission.
Yes.
Submission.
Submission, yes. And it's
Yeah.
especially with the black people. That's the thing also. The white people here, they are a little better. The black people are more children's. I even in my own house, I was really shocked when my girlfriend I was living with her 3 childrens, and she called a little boy of 4 years to get out of the clothes, and got in the shower to beat at him with the leather piece, what you use to have your trousers, the leather belt. Yes, that's it, the leather belt. And this is really shocking. If you imagine you're in this situation and you see that, and I react spontaneously, and I stopped everything. And today she don't beat any more her children. It was a success. And also I had neighbors. The mother and the father was beating at the child of 10 years. And I was very sad of the energy, everything here. It's really near me. I can hear everything and feel the energy. So I had not, there was no way to not react for me. I am a peaceful person. I always looking for peace. I cannot stay in justice also. And so it changed also. I could change them, even if they enter in discussion and they didn't like it, that I enter in their affairs. And it was really a big discussion. But now they are gently with me, and I see results that it's a little bit less heavy. So it's nice to see.
Thank you for bringing the change and the interference. Don't hesitate. It feels even so awkward. You have to intervene. But if you can make them to stop in their path, it's nice for you to see the change afterwards. Thank you so much for sharing.
I am present. We need it really. Thank you.
Thank you. Somebody else?
I have a wish.
Yes.
I have a wish. My name is Alper. I live in California, and my wish is rather simple. I wish everyone to wake up into their new day, opening their eyes, feeling the peace into their tummy, and waking up lively and gently into their lives, and taking care of themselves all day with peace, with the eyes of the peace is the key, is being themselves. Peace is the key, and every step of them they take, it will be more and more peace into themselves. All I can talk about a peace. This moment, this step the Keshe Foundation took is a big impact on in me personally. This was the time that I have been waiting for all my life. Simple as that. And it gave me the courage, gave me the knowledge and corresponding tools to be able to reach beyond myself and touch wherever I wanted to. These are really rather big words, I know, but within my wish, it all came towards me, running towards me, rushing towards me, all these informations and understanding. Everything meant sense, and very relaxing word, very easy, that Mr. Keshe says. It really meant sense, but it takes a bit of a time. I mean, it took a bit of a time with me. All I'm revealing from my perspective. And it led me towards an understanding within myself, being separated from the knowledge, some of it, and being patient and understanding and waiting that it would reveal to me was the key of my understanding. It was always the understanding of what I shared, not exact, but similar, my own understanding, my own steps every time led me towards this point, this understanding, and it's inevitable that I have to thank you, all of you. It's a real step. Many of me speaking at the moment, as Mr. Keshe said, he loves the certain sort of mad people that they're being called in our science, but those people are loved ones that they can fluctuate within themselves to be able to reach other people in order to help. That's the key of themselves, and by doing so, they try to balance, they try to get the common denominator of every moment, but it's rather a very rare occasion that they do sort of self-telling, being genuine. Very rare. You can't really. Even the best revelations of themselves would be the alternated common denominator of themselves. So what I'm trying to say is that is all genuine. Everything has given me, with all these, my mouth is very dry. It's difficult. When you're always listening, it's like you always hear the taste of the honey, description of the taste of the honey. But when you're in it talking, you're in the honey, then you understand the feel different. This is a different thing. That's why I understand now. Caroline keeps saying, just you know, do it, just talk. I get it now. And thank you for that really energy. And I started talking about my wish, and it came to this point. I can talk on and on and on. I feel very relaxed, but before that, peace is, honestly, it is us. Every step we take, given the atmospheric condition, given the environment to us, what does that mean? Which is simply what we are, what you are at, and all your friends and everyone around you, that gives you this environment, creates this environment. You're always in interaction with your friends, whether you realize or not. Now we're talking, you have an interaction with me, inevitable interaction in every word. What I'm saying fluctuates given you let me talk like this. When we were a child, when we dance, we hold hand to hand, and we just roll around like mad kids and madness. It's always love and holding hand to hand and turning all around yourself, all about interaction. And I came to a point with all my last 10 years of understanding of listening of every teachings available all around me. Let me just have a water. But that led me towards this point. What I come to, all of this understanding has a past as well. There's a bit of a past that needs to be understood, why I am resonating, what I am resonating. Very quickly, my mother is from Bulgaria. She's a psychic. When I was in the first school, in my first 5 years, I have woken up in various places in the middle of nowhere. And they have related to this to waking up from your bed and walking to a point wherever you're going. I have encountered this many years, where it came to a point my parents had to take me to a sort of, I don't want to give a name, but one of those doctors. Absolutely nothing has been indicated, nothing has been understood. How I can tell this with my today's understanding? Everything, all my understanding has came to a stop with Mr. Keshe's knowledge. It all made sense. Every single puzzle set, but the reason was I was so deeply into researching and trying to understand and trying to question. I'm a very experimental person within my understanding of my art and music and everything else. I just push on towards hearing something really interesting from a person would give me incredible inspiration. That is such a thrill. That's also what I gathered, what I understood from Mr. Keshe's understandings and technology. Really, just simply gives put everything into a perspective within me. When I came to a middle school, I have just understood where my mom was a psychic. She was hiding it from me. The reason was that she was encountering with jinns, beings from another dimension, where she was getting information. What I'd like to say is that there are various individuals in terrestrial, in extraterrestrial form, and there's absolutely no pure evil beings, and in every form, in every various intentions, whatever they need, they are in that resonation. Therefore, they can be really silly, and they can be really funny, they can be really, could be anything. Energy, I know what I'm telling you is slightly out there, but these are all the things where I didn't know what was going on in my life. My mother even didn't know the science behind it. This is something where it needs to be, this is essential. I know there are many people are like me, where encountered many things, and we're ignoring it, and that's okay. Really, there is no such a thing called supernatural. Everything can be explained within the science. Okay, but that science is slightly above the normal understanding that is Mr. Keshe's understanding, and that's P, that's plasma, plasma state, what I call, that resides within us. Many things I have encountered through my mother. The reason I said there could be individuals, now I can say it easily because I have experienced it back then. They are very giving. Some of them, they decide on, they want to give you. There's no way that you can escape from it. They want to help you. It's okay. We're like that as an individual within ourselves. We want to help. No one can stop us. Who's stopping me right now? Like I'm giving ridiculous information, but thankfully, kindly, you're understanding and you're taking it. That's what it is like. Within the area where we understand, or within the area where we're trying to reach, where we're actually there, then we were always there. And what is actually happening is all the places, all the areas where we are resonating simultaneously right now. Actually, that is surprisingly where you can multitask perhaps a couple of things here, but you are multitasking uncountable sort of, let's say, spheres, but that those spheres comes across with other spheres where they interact with each other, whether we are aware or not. These are the informations I have understood from all my questions, ridiculous questions, because I ask, comes from my experimental side of it. I want to find out of my answer, no matter what. This is the ridiculous side of it, and it reflected on towards my life every time. What I done after all these encounters, what happens is they're very kind. They knock my door. If I say you can come in, and they come in, and I've never seen them. I've seen some of them, just the beard of them. They're very ridiculously jokers. If they love you, they want to reach you, but within their individuality, their understanding, not everyone is super genius. They can shapeshift or whatever, or like out there, like all the concepts like we always hear. Not always like that. It's just like regular people, but our simple physics can't detect them. Unfortunately, we can detect them, but if our intentions has to match the plasma state, because plasma is the within our 3Dness, within the brackets, my two fingers, index and whatever, our 3Dness contained by plasma, and that is a true being with a purest intention of the intention. It just wants to simplest explanation of everything. It just want to help. Where if we're using corresponding tools right now through Mr. Keshe's, thankfully, his understanding, where we call it nano, but actually it's a term where we call mojins or love or whatever. What nano coding represents is the space. I'm not talking about a gap. I'm talking about actual space-time in between where we have witnessed some microscopic results where we see the layers. You know, layers through with our sort of being able to see the totality. Imagine your eyes are an objective, a photographic technical machines. It has a capability of reaching towards a point, but if you could go in and in and in, you can go in and in and you can go out and out and out and out. Okay, you can gain in, you can go in to a point where you don't want to go in. That's all I can say. But enough of it now, that within our understanding that space is that layers that consists the millions of them, the more is the better, is because is the space that contains the absorption of the energy. These are terms, okay, it would make sense perhaps in the future for most of us. I hope, I wish, but this is my a true heart wish. I'm honestly telling you. And it's actually is the space. We are comes to a point where Mr. Kesha explained the atom within its core, the understanding and creation of the certain elements of it, and it resides in between its space, and that space is the pure interaction that resides on every level of understanding. So the space that you look at it outside is that space. It's not different. It's onto
Rubin.
I'm sorry, I took it to a
Yeah,
point where
Alper, I think
maybe
you need to wrap things up here now. You're losing some folks here, so.